much of a surprise was this award? Have ICANN always been in the running for the Nobel Peace Prize?
I'm not specialist of nuclear issues, but I think anyway this prize is really a good timing, considering all the troubles we have in the world with countries willing to have nuclear weapons. So I think it makes the world think about the importance of this issue, and I suppose we are going to talk about it. It makes the contradiction of U.S. policy towards, this nuclear agreement it was negotiated with Iran seems so clear that, what is the solution? If we don't want nuclear weapons in the world, what should we do? Should we negotiate, or should we use force? I mean, I suppose these NGOs say we should negotiate. So we see in this case, the case of Iran, there have been a negotiation which was so difficult, which took 2 years. The U.S. was part of the negotiations, and then, while after the new president said, no, I don't care, I want to get out of the treaty. So what is the message about, fighting against nuclear proliferation? We should not negotiate. So what should we do? I mean, that's really, I think this award says that I think the best way is to negotiate, to arrive to an agreement, to a collective agreement. And I think it's good news that such a prize has been awarded.
So you don't think the timing of this prize is just incidental? You think it does coincide with certain world events that makes it a very relevant prize right now?
That's true. I don't know it was intended, but I was talking about the issue of Iran. That's always, let's say, sorry to say, the trouble with Trump. Okay, he says something, but what is his plan? Getting out of the nuclear agreement with Iran is going to reinforce the hardliners in Iran who want a nuclear bomb. So he's going to have, you say, I'm defending U.S. interests. He's not, I'm not American, but from my point of view, it does not defend U.S. interests because he's going to reinforce the hardliners in Iran who, from the beginning, were against this agreement, against negotiation with the U.S., saying exactly what he's going to do, saying you cannot trust the U.S. So he's completely reinforcing the hardliners. Hopefully, we have a moderate government in Iran, which will be weakened by, if the U.S. is going out of the agreement. And the second point is North Korea. North Korea. So what is the best way? He's talking all the time about war, but, everyone knows that, and I think they have maybe started, the best way is to negotiate an agreement, maybe under, the model of Iranian agreement, which could be considered as a good model of negotiation with North Korea. So getting out of the Iranian nuclear agreement, what is the message he's telling North Korea? You cannot trust us. So, again, is it the right decision if he want? He's saying I'm only concerned by U.S. interest. The point is, okay, this declaration maybe are good for the media, but practically, what do you want to do? So yes, it's this anyway. This award makes think that I was saying negotiation seems to me the best issue, and otherwise, what are the options? Exactly what we have said. I mean, it's not it's what we have said during all this period that there were tensions with Iran. I was not alone. I was said the negotiation is the best option, and the U.S. at the time, sometimes Israel would say we are going to solve this issue by force. We know the negotiation is the best option. So getting out of the Iranian nuclear deal, is really a worst case scenario.
And the EU has just announced that everything should be done to uphold the Iran nuclear deal. What do you think can be done to prevent the deal from collapsing?
That's difficult to say. I mean, if the U.S., what has been said in the U.S. press that Trump would have the idea of not certifying the deal, and he would let the Congress, U.S. Congress, would have 60 days to vote new sanctions. In this case, we see I suppose in the Congress you have a majority of Republicans who are ready to vote new sanctions. And in this case, let's say the U.S. gets out of the deal, you have several questions. Yes, what the EU can do? I think they will go very quickly in Tehran, trying to see what they can do, and to save. But then there is the question, and I think that's time the events in effect are right. We should have a true, vigorous, independent European diplomacy. We don't have the choice. In this case, Europeans have really to preserve the deal, because I was telling you, I think the Russians want to preserve the deal. The big risk is the hardliners in Iran, who are going to put the present government, Iranian government, in difficulty, saying, we told you you could not trust the US, and in a sense they were right. So I think Rouhani will need all the European support, and I think the best way would be to very, very quickly start talking with Iran and stop, unfortunately, this kind of talk of the French president saying, okay, we should also maybe talk about, the Iranian missile issue. I think, you have to negotiate with Iran. You have to understand their issue. They will never allow their missile essay to be forbidden, because for them it's a question of national security. So the Europeans have to be quick, vigorous, and have been, for once at the time, we don't have any choice in this case, to have a policy independent from the US. We have to save this deal. Otherwise, I tell you, the hardliners can take the lead in Iran, and we know what they want to do. They want to have the nuclear bomb, that's true.
Thierry